everybody. It's me. It's AlexisMaurice and my co-host, Mr.
Trei Hollywood.
And bitch, we is coming in hot tonight because we got a lot of stuff to discuss. We about to talk about Jonathan Majors and the fact that his ass was found guilty of the 2 of the domestic violence charges. We're gonna be talking about Christian Keys with his gaslighting ass telling us some billionaire is sexual harassing him. And we're gonna talk about Fantasia getting kicked out of her Airbnb. So go ahead and pour yourself a glass of wine, pull up a chair, because we are about to discuss these hot topics. And before we begin, make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you share it on all of your social media platforms. Please comment while we're talking to let us know what you're thinking, and make sure that you subscribe.
It's free to subscribe. It's free to share. It's free to like. It's free to comment. Y'all be Twitter fingering away anyway, so why not go ahead and comment?
Comment and let us know how you feeling. Listen, I am hot. Trei is hot. I ain't even got no wine tonight. Trei is drinking some liquor. Okay.
Liquor. Yeah. It's real out here.
So Jonathan Major has been found guilty in his domestic violence case with his girlfriend. He was found guilty of 2 charges: reckless assault and harassment. Now, originally there were 6 charges that he was fighting, but he was found guilty of 2. Immediately following the release of the verdict, Marvel dropped him as the main villain in the upcoming Avengers series. Okay, Kang the Conqueror. We've seen him in Ant-Man. We've seen him in Loki, and he was going to be the central villain figure in the upcoming Marvel movies. But now they done fired his ass. Trei, what was your initial thought hearing the guilty verdict of Jonathan Majors?
I was like, here we are once again, a successful black man being put in a situation where it's finna fuck up his career of some sort, right? I felt like there was going to be a point where we were going to get to, okay, you know what, it's going to work out. She may call off the dog, but when I saw the verdict, I said, fuck, here we go again.
Damn.
But I was like, in the video that they showed, he was running from her.
So let's talk about that. While they were trying the case, there are 2 important things that came out. For one, we saw the video that Trei is speaking of where Jonathan Majors, the driver, stopped the car at a traffic stoplight. What we've learned is that she apparently saw a text message in his phone, and it appeared to be a text message probably to another woman. She snatched it. He snatched it back. They got into a little scuffle. He tried to get out of the car. She followed him, and he kind of put her back in the car, like forced her back in the car. That's what he was found guilty of, was the basically the reckless assault. They're saying that he didn't intentionally try to assault her, but it was just a reckless move when he put her back in and bent her finger back. He got out of the car and his black ass started running down the street. And what
looking like Forrest Gump.
Like Forrest Gump, bitch, he was running. I mean, running, 99 and a half on dude. And then what happened was he was running down the street behind him. Yep. After there was some distance, he kind of stopped running behind him. She went down to the club. She met some people in front of the building. They said, girl, what's wrong with you? She was like, man, my boyfriend, he done got mad at me. He cheating on me, tried to hit me, whatever. She went down to the club, was popping bottles, allegedly bought bottles with his credit card. She went back to their place of residence that night. He stayed in a hotel. He came back the next morning and found her ass on the damn floor up under her covers, talking about she tried to commit suicide. The boy was trying to get away. You're trying to do something, Trei, and somebody is like trying to stop you or block you. Yeah, you're going to kind of push them. Not that you're hitting them, but it's just like, get off of me, stop. But they found him guilty of that reckless assault in that particular case.
It pisses me off because, it feels like to me, it's an innocent man automatically being attacked because of who he is, because he's black, because he's successful, especially because she's a white woman. I'm just so sick and tired of people being able to so easily do shit to people to ruin their career. And I'm so pissed off that Marvel can immediately drop him from what he has brought in for them. I feel like for me, if I'm getting in situations, I automatically want to know in my contract, if anything comes out, any allegations claiming that I'm gonna hit somebody, punch somebody, y'all gonna back me up. Y'all gonna support me.
Innocent until proven guilty.
And I feel like his lawyer did him no justice. Why the fuck did he countersue? You clearly have video footage of her chasing him down. Driver even admitted that he tried to get away from her.
He testified in court basically saying that the Snow Bunny was the aggressor in the situation. And that's what he saw. But regardless of what happened, a lot of times when it comes comes to Black men specifically, when it comes to the court of public opinion, we are often found guilty, and then we have to prove our innocence. And even when we prove our innocence, but we still are found guilty. Before he even went to court, he lost a lot of contracts. His agent, they dropped him. Jonathan Majors in this case was found guilty before he actually, had his day in court. Another interesting thing that happened, there was an audio of a recording that was released where Jonathan was basically telling this young lady that she needs to act more like Michelle Obama and Coretta Scott King. So a lot of Black women were upset that he had the unmitigated gall to try to compare this white woman and put her in the same class as Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama. Trey, what were your initial thoughts of this? I believe you got into some trouble on social media about this. Tell us how you really feel, honey.
So I felt like there was nothing wrong with him making a statement, because I don't think that he's trying to tell her to be like a Black woman. I don't think he thinks that she's on the level of Michelle and Coretta. I don't think that's the case. What I took from it is that those are two women who are very prestigious, who are very intelligent, who have done a lot of things. And if you're going to be a successful woman, Black, white, Spanish, whatever you may be, have the mindset of those two women. Have the mindset of what they did for the country or what they did for people. I got into it on the Shade Room post, and they was, coming for me and everything, but it's okay. I stood on my business and I said what I had to say. If you're going to be something or be what I need you to be for me, be what those women were for their husband. But everybody want to take it out of context. I think he wanted this white woman to be a Black woman. That's not what the man meant. What he meant was be to them husbands what they were to their husbands.
When it came to the comparison, to Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama, he probably could have chose two other people. But
what, white women?
I don't know. Maybe he should.
See, now that's my issue. Because I got into a situation, like, for example, where I was having a conversation with a Caucasian woman, and then allegedly it got back that I was intimidating. Is it because I'm a Black man? That because I'm speaking sternly that it's aggressive? That I'm intimidating you? No, baby, if you can't handle the heat, stay out of the Black kitchen.
So what, she should be in the white kitchen? Is that what you're saying?
Where they don't put no seasoning on and shit on whatever.
Yeah, people were saying that, he was talking too stern to her, that he was being verbally abusive to her, the tone and how he talked to the girl. In my opinion, I personally didn't see anything wrong with the tone that he used to address her. You have this man, and he's a Black man. As he said, he's doing something for his culture. Jonathan, I think, knows that he's an incredible actor, and he also knows what's at stake for him when it comes to his career being a Black man and making sure that we have to work twice as hard. We have to, dot every I, cross every T. I felt like, as my partner, if you're doing things that could possibly jeopardize what we're building and what I'm building, I need to check your ass. I need someone who's going to be next to me who is thinking clearly at all times. Yeah, we all get drunk. We all have a good time. Stay home and get drunk. Don't be all out in the streets acting like a fool. Make sure you're mindful and you're cognizant of what's going on, who's around you, because all people need is just one little headline or one little event.
One clip.
And it's not going to be, they're not going to call her name. They say Jonathan Majors' girlfriend or Jonathan Majors' fiance. So I think what he was doing was, as the head of that household, as the head of their unit, the man, he was like, I'm going to need for you to consider and think about what you're doing. People were saying that he was scolding her, and maybe his tone was. I personally don't think that his tone was bad at all. He could have been cussing her ass out.
But what? She's not a child. She's a grown-ass woman.
That's
if you can't control
some people
how
feel
I
that he
talk
was
to
talking
you,
to her like she was a child.
fuck her, okay? And how she feels about how she should be talked to, and fuck the people. You know what? I'm gonna give my advice for Black men, because there's two things that I noticed that the justice don't care about. It's Black women and gay people. So Black men, they would either a Black woman or get you a gay man. Then you won't have to worry about all this shit, okay?
Trey, do you think Jonathan Majors' career is over?
To an extent, I do. Because if you think about the history of Black men and the things that's been happening with them, from minute to major things, to R. Kelly, to Bill Cosby, and I don't think Diddy is really going to be as bad, really, honestly, because it's a Black woman. And if you think about other people who have had situations like this, their careers probably went to them being like Netflix films or, shows. Nothing major. I hate to say it, and I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong, because he's phenomenal. Hopefully, if anything, if his if it does continue, maybe he's given opportunities by black producers. You know, like people like the lady who directed and produced The Woman King. You know, that was all black. You know, Tyler Perry, Oprah. You know, or maybe there are people who would give him opportunities that believe, you know what, this man is a great actor. I don't know. I really hope it's not over.
And one thing I hate is you did this just a few minutes ago, and I don't think you intentionally did it. It's almost like, okay, so now that he is not going to be crossing over anymore, now he can just settle for the little films like Tyler Perry. You got to kind of stop looking down on our own as well.
No. That's not what I was doing.
Those are credible movie roles.
That's not what I was doing. What I was saying,
you were, but we have to be careful. Like, he can come and work for the black people now.
What I was meaning was,
I don't like that narrative.
No, absolutely not. I don't either. And what I was stating is that I hope that the black people, you know, rally him up, still give him opportunities when others may not. That's what I'm meaning. There are a lot of like producers and directors behind the scenes or in front of the scenes that we don't know that have these major films. Like, what's the guy who did Nope and Us?
Jordan Peele.
Yeah, like, you know, stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of successful, and that's what I'm saying. I hope they still rally around him and give him those opportunities where others may not.
Right.
But, you know, Marvel and Disney, you know, they cover a lot of shit.
When you're working for Disney, they have a morality clause in just about all of their contracts. If I'm not mistaken, all. So when you're working for Disney, you can't do anything wrong. Like, you can't even look at a bitch wrong. You can't even cross the street wrong. Some people say that's why Holly, the Little Mermaid, that's one of the reasons why she's hiding her pregnancy, because she was basically like a Disney princess when she played Ariel from The Little Mermaid. So when you're working for people like Disney, you have to be extremely careful about the things that you say and you do, because you can be fired. Hence, Jonathan Majors was fired. What were you about to say?
That has a lot of truth to it, because if you think about it, a lot of reasons why Brandy hid her situation was because she was in Disney, and she was known as, like, you know, the princess.
The bigger charges that he was, you know, fighting in court, he won against all of those. Again, the media has to do a better job with calling the specifics out versus just saying he was found guilty domestic violence. It was just basically like a simple assault, and that was the part of him kind of pushing her back in the car forcefully. It's being reported while people were testifying. Child, he was in the courtroom reading his Bible.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
He was reading his scriptures. He was getting filled up with the word of God. Hopes of fighting all of this. But people are saying from inside the courtroom that maybe the jury and maybe the judge didn't take too kind to the fact that he was ignoring. They were calling him arrogant. You're on trial. You're fighting for your life. You're fighting for your career. And while people are talking, you're looking down, reading the Bible. So
well,
people this arrogant. What do you think about that, Trey?
What you call it did that?
Who?
Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
He was in there reading, drawing, coloring. He would have smoked if he could. So I guess he arrogant too. No, what he was doing was he was doing what he usually do. Let God handle what he was going to handle and not stress about it.
There's a double standard there, to your point. Here you had a white man who was on trial fighting some of the same thing, and he was found not guilty, and he basically got his life and his career back. Now you got this black man doing the same stuff, but now he's arrogant and he's cocky and all kinds of stuff.
Ooh, Maurice, speak the word, baby. Speak the word. That is. I'm gonna say we went that way because that is so true. Now I believe that Johnny Depp did some of that stuff that was happening, but he still beat that woman because you want to know why?
Why?
Successful white man in Hollywood for years.
My last question to you when it comes to this Jonathan Major case is Megan Good. So now he's dating a black woman. She was in court supporting him the whole way, considering the recordings, considering, you know, his past peers from the drama department when he was in college, considering other people who said that Jonathan has shown signs of abuse, he's aggressive and things of that particular nature. Is it smart for Megan Good to remain in this situation with this man?
What is it going to do? It's not going to jeopardize her career. Megan ain't been really doing nothing. I mean, she was with the pastor or, you know, the motivational speaker.
Devon Franklin.
Yes, his fine ass. She was with him. So
she got a show on Amazon.
Well, she going to keep her show on Amazon. Yeah, I didn't even know nothing about that. See?
It's good. What? You ain't watching it? You got to watch Harlem. It's really good.
I would check it out. What is she playing? What is she doing?
She's the lead, actually. But
you know,
do you think, is it wise for a woman to kind of stick with the man who has a reputation
of
being
that's
an abuser?
That's an example of being like Michelle Obama and Coretta Scott King. Standing by your man, accused of this and that.
But, but there has been some signs showing that he might be an abuser.
Did Carisha leave Diddy?
Well, they arguing right now, if I'm not mistaken.
So
what, that's my man and I'm just going to stick by him?
That's mine. And I'm going to stick with that.
Yes, you stick by your man until you have the experiences, and when you have that experience, then you leave. You can't go based on what other people accuse. You see the first sign, then you leave. If you stay, then that's your fault.
So since we're talking about experiences and stuff like that, let's go ahead and move on to Christian Keys. Now, this is the story that has pissed me the fuck off, okay? So Christian Keys, actor, you guys know him. He's fine now. He's a fine ass man.
He used to be. I don't think he found no more.
Well, why not?
I don't know. It's just like he seemed like he aged quicker than he should have.
Well, that could be the reason why he's now trying to cash in and get his payday. So Christian Keys decided to go on live, and he wanted to let us know that he has been the apple of a Hollywood billionaire's eye for the last couple of years, to the point where he's now saying that he has been sexually harassed for years by a Hollywood billionaire. Now, he didn't say if it was a black billionaire or it's a white billionaire, but all we know is that it's a billionaire who's in Hollywood. What Christian has said, this person has, I think, offered up to $100,000 just to see him or want him to get addressed. Now, he has revealed he has worked for this person on and off for several years. But the problem that I have with Christian is, okay, you have been sexually harassed. You know, for a man to admit this, you know, people kind of look down on it, or they don't look at it as the same as a woman. Because Terry Crews kind of came through a couple of years ago with some claims that there have been people who have sexually harassed him, even to the point, I think, groped him once at a party. And he said he has proof. He has proof, and his brother has tried to tell him not to release it, you know, just chill. But, you know, he was on live and he just had to get it out. If you're going to put it out there, nigga, I'm gonna need for you to go ahead and tell us who it is. If you got this deadlock proof that this person has been doing this to you, go ahead and go to the authorities, let them know, and then let us know. Don't be gaslighting us, talking about, oh, if you would have known who this person is, it would break your heart. Because what has happened is now you got people thinking that it's Tyler Perry who has done this. Because Tyler Perry is one of the ones who has consistently employed him over the last couple of years. He's only one of the only black billionaires, males, in the entertainment industry, besides like Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan's in sports and stuff like that. So people are automatically assuming that it's Tyler Perry, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
That he has said this, and he is not coming out and saying that it's not Tyler Perry, because we got to protect Tyler Perry at all costs. He has built something amazing, and the last thing we need is for Christian Keys to come out with some bogus ass accusations trying to say that Tyler Perry, or not saying that Tyler Perry. You need to come out and let us know who the hell it is. And if you see people are saying that it's Tyler Perry, I think he has a social responsibility to basically say, no, it's not him.
So supposedly he kind of stated it wasn't Tyler because there was a post that was made.
He
Twitter,
still ain't say shit. He liked
and
it.
he liked it. Let me ask you this: who do you think it is?
I don't.
No, let me ask you this: two-part question. Do you think it's true?
This is what I think. Now, Christian Keys,
just answer the question, because I got two-part question, and I'm gonna tell you mine. Do you think it's true?
Yes, I do think it's true.
Who do you think it is?
I have no idea who it is. When he said billionaire, that really narrows the possibilities of who it could be. You know, Harvey Weinstein, he done lost every damn thing, so he's gone.
Well, let me tell you who I think it is.
First, do you believe it?
A little bit. I do. I think it's possible, and I think it's Kanye West.
What? Where the hell did you pull that name from? Why Kanye West?
I always thought that Kanye West had a little fruitiness in him.
Child.
And he been going through some things.
But
he sound like he would tell somebody, I'll give you $100,000 to take your clothes off.
Christian Keys specifically said that it would break our heart. Right now,
it would break our heart.
Kanye West broke our hearts years ago, child, when he decided that he wanted to support Donald Trump ass, who, by the way, the Colorado Supreme Court has said that Donald Trump is not eligible to run for president going forward because of the insurrection clause in the Constitution. Now, the only thing I'm going to say about that is this. This is what Trump wants, because he's going to naturally appeal it, and then it's going to eventually get up to the U.S. National Supreme Court. And as we know, there's a whole bunch of Republicans that he has put in place. So he may want this to happen in hopes that those people, those Republicans who he's put in place, will save him. But anywho, let's get back to Christian Keys. But Kanye West broke our hearts a long time ago, way before that time.
it's Kanye. I think it's
So
Kanye. But yeah, to your sentiment, I do agree. It pisses me off that you will come out with these type of allegations and you don't give us nothing. When these allegations came out, you should have been already ready to roll out with your court case. Like, you're gaslighting the fuck out of us. And that's why a little bit of it made me think it was false. Was he using this? Was he pulling a Jussie Smollett? Like, what was he doing? Because those light-skinned niggas.
Your type, your family, your brothers.
I'm not light-skinned. I am not light-skinned.
Right.
I but y'all.
Again, I feel that it's true because we all know it's true. These types of things happen in Hollywood. There's been several people who say they get propositioned all the time. You've heard men and women say directors, producers, they try to force you to sleep with them to get certain parts or to get ahead in the industry. Trey, you're an actor. You may not be on the level like the rest of them, but these are things that allegedly happen in Hollywood. So I'm not saying that it's not true. I actually believe him, but I just think he has a responsibility to be upfront with us since he brought this to us. We didn't go snooping. We didn't go digging for this. So to put that out there and see that people are accusing Tyler Perry and you not saying anything or doing anything, I think it's fucked up. Now, there's another facet to this too, because I feel like this. Christian Keys is a very handsome man. You've heard me say the nigga's fine. When we talk about pretty privilege is basically people who know they look good and they use their looks to get ahead. Ladies, let me tell you this. There's a whole population of y'all heterosexual men who know they got a pretty face, they got a nice chest, a big dick, nice booties, nice legs. There are a whole bunch of heterosexual men who are gay for pay. And whether they commit the act of being gay, they will lead a gay man on to get what they want out of the situation. That happens a lot. So I would be surprised if that's probably why Christian Keys ain't gonna give us all of the information, because maybe he has done some things to get ahead every now and then. Now, Trey, you say he's looking a little older. A lot of times when people age out, when the boys start aging out and the younger boys start coming behind them that's looking a little cuter, they want to get a little mad. What is he? There he go. They want to get a little mad and they want to. He's not
that cute to me. I don't know.
So just like what's the Atlanta preacher? Eddie Long. The whole thing with Eddie Long, all of those years. He had a whole school of boys that he had been dealing with, paying them and, treating them to a good life. But once those boys reach a certain age, honey, you age out. These older men got to make room for the younger pussy. And could that be what's happening with Christian? Christian could be aging out. He's feeling some type of way about it. He saw Cassie got a big payday from Diddy. I think what he did was he decided to throw it out there to see
if that billionaire gonna go ahead and pay him
back. Well, I'm not gonna mention your name, but as you can see, I may go public with this. So you need to contact me, tap me on my shoulder, and show
my
me a
number.
figure. Give me a number. Give me a figure to keep my mouth shut. And
if
he never says anything else about it, I really believe that is the case.
I will offer that $100,000 again.
I don't think he's looking for justice. I think for money. He's looking for attention and he's looking for a payday. This is why people sometimes don't take sexual assault claims serious because of stuff like this. You can't sit here and put this out there and not take it all of the way. Take it all the way and do what you need to do so people who do decide to cry sexual assault, that people don't think it's like they're crying wolf or anything like that. So hopefully in the coming days and weeks, he'll drop a name or he'll go to the authorities. But if he ain't gonna do that, Christian, go back in the corner and hide. And if it ain't Tyler Perry, you need to come forward and tell the world that it ain't Tyler Perry. Now, another person who is taking to social media kind of voice her concerns is Fantasia. So Trey, what happened with Fantasia?
Fantasia's been traveling, promoting The Color Purple.
Can we stop? You said something. Honey, Fantasia looks amazing. You hear me?
She's been eating the girls up.
And I want to give a shout out to my friend, Mr. Daniel Hawkins. Daniel has been around for a long time. He's been dressing a lot of the girls. But Daniel, you have been doing an amazing job with Fantasia. And how you've been dressing her, you can tell it's just giving her more and more confidence as well too. So Daniel, I am proud of you, buddy. I ain't seen you in a long time. Daniel and I went to college together at Winthrop University in Rock Hill, South Carolina. I remember when Daniel first got on the scene, everybody was like, who is this new boy? Who is this boy? He was a freshman because he dressed very good back then too. But anyway, I'm gonna save all that for another time. Daniel, we're proud of you.
Give him his flowers. Give him him his flowers. So, you know, Fantasia been traveling and promoting the movie, so she's been gone for like 45 days. But she wanted to let the kids, you know, get together, have a good time, the kids' friends, and so they got an Airbnb. The people who Airbnb it was wanted Fantasia and her people to get out because supposedly they was having a party and was too loud. Fantasia took to her social media. She kind of expressed everything that was going on. They had like a paint on the canvas. They did like a little fire thing at the fire pit. How would it be a problem to have a party of like literally, it was probably like 7 kids. There was a pool table over here, fire pit out there. It's games and everything inside this home. Why would you have an issue with somebody having a party? But after you get more information, it seemed like, you know what, it's not about an issue of having a party. It's the issue about my race. So after her explaining the situation, you know how social media do. They went and started finding the people who had the Airbnb, you know, leaving bad reviews, you know, attacking the Instagram. I think it's really fucked up. People rent these things, but for you to call somebody or contact somebody in the middle of the night when they're paying for something that you're providing to tell them to get out because what? Because you got a camera next door that's calling, complaining about noise. Even when you think about it, as Hazel said, the kids were in bed by 9. The lady didn't call till like after 11 o'clock. I know, you know, we rent Airbnbs, we get places because we go places and stuff like that. And I don't think we've ever had a situation where somebody's called on us or we had an issue, we had a noise complaint. We'd be loud as fuck. So I kind of think her claim of why it was an issue was accurate. What about you?
Well, you know, I'm going to say this. A lot of times when you book these Airbnbs or Verbals or whatever outlet you use to book, they make it very clear that you can't have parties. And a lot of them have gotten to the point now where they ask the number of people who are going to be staying in the house. Sometimes these hosts do get a little invasive, like they do too much. Like one time I had one tell me that they need a copy of my ID and they need the IDs of every person who's staying in the house. I'm like, fuck, we're not finna do all of that. I'll give you mine, but I'm not finna collect a photocopy of everybody's ID. But these are their homes. And if we're going to stay there, we do have to respect their wishes. Now, whether it's little kids or not, and they've made it clear that you can't have parties, then, you know, I don't know. It's a tough place to be in because I'm going to be honest with y'all. A lot of us niggas have gone to these people's houses and tore them up. And I think that's why a lot of times some of these people, they're tighten the rings when it comes to having parties in these Airbnbs. And now, to Fantasia's point, these are kids. I ain't having 20 and 25 grown folks here. They're little kids. And if these people have cameras like they say they do, they should be able to see that these are little kids. They're not tearing up anything. Like she said, they did a sonic painting. They had hot cocoa. They went outside. She said, yeah, you may have hurt a little bit, but it wasn't much. Their ass was in bed by 9 o'clock, which I'm glad to hear Fantasia said that because that's the time my mom used to make me go to bed. I ain't no people still make their children go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Oh, you know she's from Carolina.
Maybe you just gotta be, you kind of have to be a little bit more specific when you are booking the Airbnb as far as what happened. Because when you book them, it asks you, tell us what you're staying for. And a lot of times we don't give full disclosure. We don't give full disclosure, but maybe this was a case where she should have. We don't know if she did or she did. But I think this is a cautionary tale is that when it comes to these Airbnbs, you gotta be careful. I'm not saying that her claim as far as racism and discrimination is or isn't true, but I also know a lot of times, Trey, what the hell goes on in some of these Airbnbs. And if they made it clear what you can and cannot do, you can't get mad if they ask you to leave. Thank God we haven't had this situation. I did have one time where we did get a couple of noise complaints, but we were cool, after a period of time. So Fantasia, baby, you are having your moment. Don't let this little mess with this Airbnb foolishness stop you, stop your shine. It happened. It probably was discrimination. I ain't gonna say it wasn't. But y'all, just be honest with these people when y'all booking these Airbnbs. Tell them what's up. Tell them how many people gonna be there. And let them know, okay, I have a couple of cousins who may come over. It's not gonna be a party.
They just gonna come through. They're gonna slide through and see what's up.
Right. But I mean, truth is told. I don't tell them people.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
Thank y'all so much for watching this episode of The Wind Up. Again, please make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you share it on all of your social media platforms. Subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Remember, you are good enough to do any and everything you put your mind to. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.